बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, सियावर रामचंद्र की। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। कस्तूरीतिलकं ललाटपटले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभं नासाग्रीवलौकिकं करतले वेणुगरे कमलम् सर्वाङ्गे चन्दनं सुललितं कण्ठे च मुक्तावली गोपस्त्रीपरिवेष्टितो विजयते गोपालचूडामणि। नमः कमलनाभाय, नमः कमलनाभाय, नमः कमलनाभाय। नमस्ते यो ब्रह्माण्डविधाति यो वैरिनाशप्रविरोधस्य तद्भवदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणं प्रपद्ये। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की, सियावर रामचंद्र की। आदरणीय पंडित जी, विप्र मंडली, भक्त समुदाय, भक्त वृंद, प्रिय सज्जनों, महानुभाव, respected Pandit Ji, Pandit Suresh Singh, our Pandits, dearest devotees of Allah, the Divine Service. First let me say Radhe Radhe to each and everyone, and my pranam and humblest congratulations to all of you. It's a pleasure to be here this morning at the Sri Sitaram Mandir. Before speaking on the spiritual subject, please join me in chanting the divine name of the Lord, doing some kirtan bhajan first, and then we will proceed with some talk. I'm sure some of you have the books, you can share also, we're not having enough for everyone. Page 12. How beautiful is Sri Ram, Sri Krishna. Words can't express how beautiful the Lord is. There's someone called Kamdev, the God of love. He's the most beautiful person in the material world. To describe how beautiful Sri Ram, Sri Krishna is, the scriptures and the saints tell us he's more beautiful than uncountable candles. unpowerful. When Bhagwan Shri Ram went to Dandak forest during the 14 years of punishment, the rishis and the munis see how beautiful he is. They desire to be the wife of Shri Ram, to be his beloved. And Shri Ram said, look, in this dissension, in Rama Avatar, I can only have one wife, Sita. When I come back in Dwapar Yuga, Shri Krishna, you will come as gopis. You will become some of the gopis. So some of the gopis of Vrindavan were the sages, the rishis and munis of the Danda Prabhanda. This gives an idea how beautiful the Lord is. We sing this beautiful bhajan. Mero pyaro pyaro murli var japar kaam karo ranvar. Mero pyaro japar kaam karo ranvar. Mero pyaro pyaro murli var japar kaam karo. मोर कुट की चल अलमस चाल मत मोर कुट की एक बहुत आश्चर्य की बात है, लोग भगवान का नाम नहीं लेना चाहते हैं, शर्माते हैं. A very surprising thing. People don't want to take God's name, they feel shy. शर्माते हैं. When we are told in this age of Kali, the only thing we can do is chant the name of the Lord. Kakusundji says to Garuji in the Kali Mahima of the Ramayana, Kali Yuga Jogana Jagya Dhyana Eka Adhar Ram Gunagana. Kakusundji has seen uncountable Kali Yuga. The age we live in is a Kali Yuga. Uncountable. And he said to Garuji, in the age of Kali Yuga, these things you can't do. You cannot do yoga. Yoga doesn't mean yoga, what we call yoga. This is one limb. Yoga means yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Impossible. Yajna, dharma, cannot do. Too many rules and regulations, can't. Gyan, impossible. Then what to do? Ek Adhar Ram Gunagana. Chant the name of the Lord. Chant the glories. Why? Naam Naam Kali Bahudha Nija Sarva Shaktis Tarta Pitari Amita Smarvena Kala Ednashi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamavi Durdaiva Shabira Janyanala Shikshasa Gaurava. Gaurava Mahaprabhu says in the Shikshastra, God is so merciful, He has uncountable names, Anantana. And He is so merciful, He has taken all His power and put it in the name. Nija Sarva Shaktis. And in no rules to take in the name, which direction you should face, when to take the name, how to take the name, whether I should take a bath, what kind of clothes to wear. No rules. Anytime, anywhere. You can take God's name. Etadishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamavi. Oh my Lord, your mercies are to the extreme, the highest. God, Durdaiva mi Vishamiha Jannam Raka. My misfortune, my Durdaiva, is also to the extreme in that I do not have love for taking your name. We sing rock, God, what kind of foolishness, but when it comes to God's name, I feel shy. We don't want to take Bhagwan's name. We should take the name with joy. Understand? The Sitaram, the same Sitaram we are worshipping is sitting in the name. And when we don't take God's name and the name is being chanted, He gets very angry. Bhagwan gets very angry when we are chanting God's name and you refuse to take the name, you refuse to chant, Bhagwan says, Acha, you don't want to take my name? In the next life, when you get human birth, Gunga. You are born dumb. Bas बोलना नहीं चाहते. So, this is the greatest mercy of Bhagwan, that He has put all His power, He is sitting in the name. When the name is being chanted with joy, with love, chant the name. Alright? request. We don't always understand. No one tells us how valuable the name is, especially in this age of Kali. All we can do is chant the name. So, Garuji is questioning Ka Kusumti. Prathama hikam nathmati dira sabate durlabh kavan samira. He says, first of all, Prathama, oh my strong-minded master, Guruji, tell me, which is the rarest and most difficult birth to take? There, 8.4. Akar 4,84,000 yoni bhramat yah jeev avinashi. Bhagwan Shri Ram himself is saying to the residents of Ayodhya, Uttarkand of the Ramayana, the Jivatma, the individual soul who is Avinashi, indestructible, eternal, beginningless. But it keeps rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. 84 lakh. So Garuji is saying, which is in that 8.4 million forms, which is the rarest and most difficult, the best. The Kavusundaji answers and says, Naratar samanaye kavani hudehi jiva charachara jachataje. There's no form equal to the human form. This thing, in Manav thing, this human body. We don't understand the great thing we have called human birth. One of the greatest gifts we can get. But Sri Ram himself says in the same lecture, Uttarkand, he says to the residents of Ayodhya, Bade bhagya manush tan pava sur durlabh sadgrantha nigava. It is the greatest fortune. Bade bhagya. For the soul to acquire birth in the human form. Sur durlabh. Do you know what Sur means? Sur means devatas. Heavenly beings, those who live in Swarga, heaven. They are also on the Maya, like us. Agni, the god of fire. Vayu, the god of wind. Kuber, the god of wealth. Indra, the king of heaven, the god of rain. People pray to devatas, they want to go to heaven. And those same devatas, they are praying and begging God for what? This thing we have. It is so wide. All desire and birth. Char achar, animate as well as inanimate. But Tulsidas has written something here in a very smart way. Bahut chala ki tarah likhti hai. You see, there's no form equal to the human form. It could be in a good way and a bad way also, right? There's nothing as bad as this human body, and there's nothing as good. Two are there. So very smartly is written this topic. What makes it so? Why is human body so valuable? Kavusundaji says, Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Shri Ram Kalpasutji Maharaj said, Narak Swarg Apavarg Niseni Gyan Virag Bhakti Sukh Deni. First thing, he says this human body is the best means to go to hell. The word Narak means hell. Our present of human body is so highly, there's no form equal to the human birth. He says is the best means to go to hell. It's like someone saying to you, man, you're so great. You're the greatest. You're the greatest fool that ever exists. Huh? This is what God specifically is saying. This is the best means to go to hell. Why did he say that? You see, God has given something to us which he has not given to the other forms of life in the 8.4 million. Bhagwan Shri Ram is in Tundharji in Chitrakoot. Jai Ram Shri Ram There's something in this human body that places us in a higher plane to other beings. It makes it most important. Gyan and Nidhana. Guna, Gyan and Nidhana. The gift of knowledge. To discriminate from right from wrong, real from unreal, is the great gift of knowledge only human beings possess and not other creatures. Animals can't think. They don't know right from wrong. A lion doesn't know it's wrong to kill someone. We know. The lion kills a man, the lion doesn't go to hell. We kill someone, we go to hell. So Guna Gyan Nidhana. This great gift of knowledge, but it is not put to the right use in the right direction. It is bound to be put to the wrong use in the wrong direction. And not in an ordinary way, but in the most terrible way. Because we are the power. Look, if the greatest scholars in the world were to get together and try to teach a donkey the how to steal, do you think they will succeed? No. But if the same training is given to a human being, are they without training? We know how to steal. A dog is hungry, and they see the roti, and everybody is looking. And he goes and takes the roti, and then you take the stone and hit it. Right? He doesn't understand that he should hide and the dog doesn't know that. We have that knowledge. So this knowledge, especially in Kali, is put to the wrong use in the wrong direction. Instead of utilizing it to help us to uplift ourselves spiritually, That we don't have to come back and rotate in 8.4 million forms of life. All we think about is how to fill the stomach, how to enjoy the senses, what to see, what to hear, smell, taste, touch. How many time do we take to focus our mind on God, to dedicate ourselves to Bhagavan? Sometimes once a week, or sometimes once a month, some people once a year. And some people don't even care. How is Bhagavan, Bhagavan, Bhagavan? Something is wrong with this of Bhagavan. Somebody made this thing up in their mind. This is why God Kusumaji is saying 99% of human beings are going to hell. 1%. From the 1%, 99% want to go to heaven, Swarga. There's a place called heaven, Swarga. Bhu, Bhuva, Swaha, Maha, Jana, Tapa, Satya. 7. 7 heavenly regions, 7 lower, like heaven also. Sutal, Patal. It's not hell. A lot of people say that's hell. No, hell is a different way. Kumbhi, Pak, Raura, Manara. Hell is a different way. There are many hells. So heaven, we hear that there's a place called heaven, and many people want to go there. Many of us would like to think that when our near and dear ones have died, they have gone to heaven, Swarga. When someone dies, people send a card to the relative, and in that card they write, "My father, Hamara Pita ka Swargavas." Swargavas. My father's gone to heaven. My mother's gone to heaven. Is this the aim of life? Should we want to go to heaven? You see, as Hindus, other religions, they give heaven as a reward for the performance of good actions, etc. The strange thing is that those of us who call ourselves Hindus, because we don't understand philosophy, divine philosophy, we love to hear little katha stories, dog and cat story. But when it comes to divine philosophy, we get bored. We don't want to hear. And that's why we don't know that the aim of life is not heaven, it's Swarga. As Hindus, we should understand at least. Bhagavan Sri Ram, he's warned us. He said to the residents of Ayodhya, Uttarkand Ramayana, Jai Ram Shri Ram, Jai the Lord Sri Ram called everyone in Ayodhya once only, Ekbar, and he gave lecture. This is very important lecture. How many people understand? All we want to hear story. He says, this human body, which is so valuable, Devtas, soul. Devtas are praying and begging for it. Wasn't given to us to just enjoy the senses. Vishayanapai. To have a good time in the world. That's not why it's so valuable. Devtas are begging and praying. The happiness of this world is nothing compared to what is in heaven. And imagine they are praying and begging for this. He says it wasn't given to enjoy sensual pleasures, nor was it given to go to heaven, Swarga. Why? Swarga, Swarga. Swarga means nothing. There is no true happiness in heaven. It's only the happiness of the material world multiplied a number of times. Can't go in great detail some other time. Look, there's no happiness in this material world, zero. No matter how much you multiply by zero, those who have done a little bit of mathematics, no matter how many times you multiply by zero, what you will get? Zero. 0 by 100, 0. 0 by a million, 0. 0 by a trillion, 0. There's no true happiness. And the worst part, he says, Antu Dukkha. It ends in suffering. After you go to heaven, you're going to suffer. Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in Gita, Tetam bhuktva svargalokam vishalam Kshine punye madhyalokam vishanti Evam kai dhanam papanna gatagatam kam kama labhante. Chapter 9 verse 21 Gita. Lots of people read Gita. You understand what's in Gita? Gita doesn't mean just no more stroke you can say by heart. Shri Krishna says to Arjuna and to all of us, we should perform dharma, etc. In Kali Yuga, I just mentioned impossible. You acquire something called punya, spiritual merits, which will determine which heaven you will go to and for how long. But once you go there and you start enjoying the pleasures of heaven, something happens. What happens? Shri Krishna says, Kshine punya. That punya starts destroying. And one day it's going to become zero. And then what will happen? Madhyalokam vishanti, will be kicked out of heaven. Now remember, karmas become zero. Then what's going to happen? The Vedas tell us, Ishta putam manyamana varishtham nanyam shreyo vedayante pramudha Nakasya prishtete sukhtena bhutimam lokam heentaram vishanti. Mundak Upanishad, first Mundak, second Kan, 10th mantra. Ved, the highest authority are the Vedas. The Vedas are saying, those people who want to go to heaven, and they make plans to go to heaven, they're not only ordinary fools, they're the greatest fools. The word murga means murk, fool. And when you add the prefix pra in Sanskrit to a word, it means the greatest. Pramudha, the greatest. So when we say my father has gone to heaven, we are saying my father was the greatest fool. They're the same. Why? Because after enjoying heaven and karmas become zero, he nadaram vishanti will be thrown into lower forms. He means lower forms. Dog, cat, donkey, worm, tree, grass. You see, there are people who don't even understand Sanatana Dharma. And they claim new religion have been created every day. This is Kali. And they claim that once you get human birth, you can never lose it. Nana Bhaya. Ved is saying, lose it if you don't do the right thing. You'll be thrown into lower forms of life. Imagine one day you're a Devta, celestial God enjoying in heaven, and next day you're a worm, a stray dog. This is what Bhagavan Sri Ram means in the Ramayana when he says, Anta Dukkha, dense in suffering. See, most of us read Ramayana like a storybook because we don't know Ved, we don't know Gita, the true philosophy. Then you will understand what Sri Ram means when he says, after you go to heaven, you're going to suffer. So, I hope all of you who listen today no longer think I want to go to heaven. We have been there multiple times. We have to come back right here and suffer. The aim is God realization. To go to the divine abode of God, to go to Saket, go then we never have to come back here and suffer. So, those who go to hell, they are great fools. Those who go to heaven, they are also fools because you have to come here and suffer. Now, remember 99% of people are going to hell. The 1% remain, 99% they want to go to heaven. So what? There remains a few who have thought, look, I have been to heaven uncountable times, there is no happiness there. They strive to attain moksha. Apavan means moksha, liberation. The jnanis, they want to merge into the formless aspect of Sri Krishna. Nirakara Brahma. The aim is to attain moksha, liberation. But the devotee doesn't want moksha. Moksha sounds very nice, but we don't understand what moksha is. You see, the one who attains moksha, there are different kinds of moksha. The word moksha actually means to become free from Maya. But the moksha we're talking about is the one who merges into the formless aspect of God, of Sri Ram, Sri Krishna. God is both Nirakar as well as Sakar. Don't let anybody tell you God is only Nirakar. Dve Vav Brahmano Rupe Murtan Chaiva Murtan Cha Brihadaranyupanishad. Ved is saying God is both with form as well as without form. Murtan means Sakar, with form. Amurtan, Nirakar, formless. God, you can't limit Bhagavan and say He's only formless or only with form. God is anything He wants. So the formless aspect, you merge into that. Now, understand briefly. It is our mind that experiences happiness and sorrow. The soul is a non-doer. Atma, who we are, does not do anything. It can't experience. So it is the mind which experiences sorrow as well as happiness. But the jnani, the one who is attained, who is striving for moksha, destroys the mind. And the soul, the Atma, which is a non-doer, merges and becomes one with the formless aspect of God. There is infinite happiness in Brahman, the bliss of the formless aspect of God, but there's nobody to experience. I was saying recently, there was a great saint by the name of Ramakrishna Paramahansa. Great saint. He used to say, I do not want to become the genie. मैं चीनी नहीं बनना चाहता हूँ, मैं चीनी को खाना चाहता हूँ, खाना. He said, I do not want to become one with the sugar. Chini, sugar. Sugar is sweet, but sugar cannot taste the sweetness. He said, I do not want to become one with the sweetness. I want to eat the sugar, because the one who eats the sugar tastes the sweetness of the sugar. So the jnani, the one who attains moksha, he becomes the sugar. He can't taste anything. It is the bhakt, the devotee. Devotee never says Shivoham, Shivoham, I am God. How can I be God? I am Das. Jivela Swarupa Hoy, Krishnela Nitya Das. Jivatma, the soul, is an eternal servant of Sri Ram, Sri Krishna. Das, a servant wants to serve the master. So the devotee says, Dasoham, Dasoham. Never say Shivoham, Shivoham. How can I be God? You are actually insulted Bhagwan. I am Bhagwan and you are Bhagwan also. Wow. And we are suffering in this world, but I am Bhagwan. And we all know Maya suffering and we are saying I am Bhagwan. How foolish we are. We don't even understand what we are saying. Dasoham, Dasoham. So moksha, the devotee doesn't want. So, and now there remains a very few outstanding individuals who have discarded moksha also. And they aim for bhakti, the highest attainment. The word bhakti means divine love, prem. A devotee wants bhakti, prem. Panchama purushat, soi prem, mahadhan. You see, there are 4 purushat. Traditional aim of human life. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. People think we should want dharma, righteousness, all that is going to give heaven. I don't want that. Artha, wealth, no. Pleasure, kama, no. Moksha, no. There's a 5th one which is the highest. That's called bhakti. Gauranga Mahaprabhu says, Panchama Purusha Soi Prem Mahadhan. The greatest wealth. Bharati. He is going to meet Sri Ram in Chitrakoot. He doesn't want to take the throne. He wants to ask Prabhu Sri Ram to come back. On the way, he comes to Prayag. There's a place called Prayag in India. Sangam. The confluence of 3 sacred rivers, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. When Bharati reached the bank of Sangam, these 3 rivers, these are not water. This divine Shakti. They personify themselves as 3 goddesses. And stood before Bharati. Bharati put his hand together and started to pray. Most people in the world, and your priest will tell you that also, pray, now put your hands together and pray to the Lord, pray for health and wealth and good job and strength. No, that's not praying. You don't pray to Bhagwan for that. Look what Bharat is saying. This is how to pray. When you pray to Bhagwan, you pray like Bharatji. Bharatji is putting his hands together. And he says, Ma, he said to the divine goddess, Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati. Dharma na artha nata, I have no desire for dharma, righteousness. I don't want to go heaven. I have no desire for material wealth. I have no desire for pleasure. Pleasures of the world. Gatina Kaharuni Khan. I don't don't want even moksha, liberation. Janama janama ratinam pad. Yaha vardhan nahan. Birth after birth. Let me have love for the lotus feet of Prabhu Shri Ram. This is the only boon I ask for, and nothing more. You see, but you have to be knowledgeable, then you will ask for only bhakti. Else you keep demanding and asking for the world. Because we identify with the body, we don't even know who we are. We don't know that we are the soul Atma. This body belongs to us. So as long as we don't have proper knowledge, right knowledge, we keep asking for the wrong thing and we keep rotating in 8.4 million forms of life. Learn to pray in the right way, like Bharatji. Pray like Shiva Bhagwan. What does Shivaji say? When Bhagwan Sri Ram was put on the throne, after he returned from 14 years of punishment, everyone now is giving their greetings and leaving. The last one was Shivji. Shiv Bhagwan. Shivji put his hand and he said, my Lord, Bar Bar Varmangavu Harshideva Shri Ranga. Again and again, my Lord, I ask you for it. Again and again. Now, if it so pleases you, I'm not demanding. If you want to give it, it's fine. If you don't, it's fine. What does Shivji ask for? Pad Saroj Anapayani Bhakti Sada Satsang. To have Anapayani Bhakti means selfless love. Not give me house, Muruga, wife, husband. No. Anapayani Bhakti. Selfless love. For your lotus feet. Pad Saroj. Pad. Feet. Saroj. Lotus. Let me have selfless love for your lotus feet. And what else? Sadhu Sangha. The association of those who attain the divine love for God. Sadhu doesn't mean beggar. Beggar, guys, people think sadhu is a beggar because he doesn't have worldly possessions. He has the greatest wealth, love for God. Sadhu Sangha. To have the association of those who love you forever. This is what. And that we can attain only in this human body. That's why Devatas are also praying. They cannot do bhakti. Cow cannot do bhakti, dog cannot do bhakti, cat cannot do bhakti, elephant cannot do bhakti. Devatas can do bhakti. Only human being. And that's why this human body, because what you see, the actions, this body, the actions we perform bears fruits. No other form of life. Devatas, they only enjoy it. We become Devatas. We enjoy for a little while in heaven and have to come back here and suffer. It's called a bhog. Bhog. All animals, insect, all bhog. Only human beings can do purusharth. The actions we perform is going to bear fruits, good or bad. And only in this human body we can do bhakti. Are we going to lose it? Just have a good time in the world? You know, many people, what do you think human life is about? We teach our children, we teach everybody, what do you think life is about? Taking bath, getting a good education, getting a good job, earning plenty money, putting money in the bank, getting married, having children. And that's it. And after that you die. Is this what life is about? Then are we different from animals? Huh? Animals also eat, drink, sleep. Huh? Then how come we're different from animals if that's all life is about? Unless we do bhakti. eat food to keep the body healthy. It's important. This body, without this body we can't exist, and only in this human body we can do bhakti. So keep it healthy, eat the right food, exercise, take care of the body, but also take care of ourselves, the soul, Atma. Body is material, we give it material things, dal, rice, bhaji, sabji, bread, soup. Can we give some soup, some bread, some rice to the soul, Atma? No. Why? Because soul is divine. It's a fraction of Sri Krishna. Ishwara ansha jiva avinashi chetana amala sahaj shukrasi. Ishwara ansha. We are a fraction of Sri Ram, a part of God. So it's divine. We have to give ourselves divine food. And what is divine food? When we sit down and meditate on the Lord, we chant His divine glories, His names, chant Mahamantra, chant Radhe Radhe, Radha Govind, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, chant the name of the Lord with love. Meditate on Him. Don't chant like a parrot, meditate. Shed tears for the Lord. Take some time. I know we're very busy. We're very busy. We don't have time. Swamiji, I don't have time. We have time for TikTok, time for Facebook, YouTube, but we don't have time for Bhagavan, for our own self. This is where you're going to find the happiness in here. Take some time every day to sit down. Forget about ringing bell and lighting diya. Do it, no problem. But more important, chant the name. You can ring all the bell and light all the diya, but if you don't meditate on Bhagavan, you don't think about the Lord, you don't have love. Mera hi naragupati binu anuraga ki jog jap gyan viraga. How beautifully Tulsidas said. You can do yoga, ashtanga yoga. I told you yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, bhavana. Dhyan, Samadhi, you can do yoga, jap, do the name of God, repeat, yoga, jap, pratap, austerities, upavas, fasting, jnana, vairagya. You can do everything, but if there is no anurag, do the jap, do the puja, but are the main ingredient. You will cook the food and no salt. You didn't put the salt, then how kind of food is this? The main ingredient. Bhakti. Anurag means love. Now I will say, this morning I decided to talk on Ramayana because I am in Sitaram. But Ramayana wasn't. Everything is there. I didn't know until I came in. Some other name was given to me. Then I saw Sitaram and Jayo. For me, Ram, Krishna, they're one and the same. There's not even 0.0001%. Anyone who thinks there's difference between Ram and Krishna, they have made a hell for you, is it? One and the same. You don't have no difference. Don't think one is bigger, one is smaller. So without love, no one. God only cares for one thing, love. Sabse uchi prema sadai. That's why he ate the jutha pala. Or Shabari. She tasted. No, we shouldn't do that. Until you reach Shabari stage, don't do it. That's why he ate the chilka, the banana peel of the Gurari. Because of love. Bhagavan doesn't look for big things, small things. Things that you don't have to buy. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. These things you can get free. Patram, leaf. Any leaf. Pushpam, flowers that grow in wild. Phalam, go in a mango tree and pick a mango. Any fruit. I don't have plain flower fruit. Toyam. A fruit drops of water. But Yome Bhaktya Prachati. You can give the best thing in the world. Duryodhan ka meva tyago. He refused. Duryodhan cooked. Well, he didn't cook. He's a king. He had 56 types, 56 bhog prepared for Sri Krishna. And he said, "Hey Krishna, come on." With great arrogance. Sri Krishna said, "Nah, I don't think like that. I'm not hungry." You can give the best thing in the world, but it's not given with love. Praise Him. Bhagwan is not going to take. And you give little simple thing, but you give with love, the example is here. Dhanna, Jat, so many devotees, they didn't know Sanskrit or any mantra, but they have love, they have faith. And this is what Bhagwan wants. We forget that. We think He wants some mantras, so I have to go this mantra, that mantra. Or Bhagwan not going to listen to my prayers. So Bhagwan has a language problem. So if I say Krishnaya Namaha, Ramaya Namaha, I can't say mantra by saying, "Hey Krishna, I love you. Hey Ram, I love you." You're not going to listen. Does Bhagwan have a language problem? No. He only understands one language, the language of the heart. Andat se prem se, with love. Give up much. It doesn't take much. Take some time. Don't be so busy. To sit down, do dhyan, meditation, chant. The name, especially in this present, chant. Any name of the Lord, chant with love, pray, and if possible, try to shed tears for the Lord. And you'll see how much more we benefit. There's much more, but I'll finish here. We'll hear the rest some of them. बोले श्याम रामचंद्र की जय, वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, राधा रानी की जय। जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। Bless them. Let's